Good evening, everyone. So here I'm live through the Facebook page of this Shresht Kala Sangam, and I would like to give my sincere thanks to Shresht Kala Sangam for giving me this opportunity to present in front of you this very important topic during this COVID-19 pandemic. So I'm here as Dr. Shikha Dhondial, currently working as a senior resident in the Department of Sports Medicine, Sports Injury Center, Safdarjung Hospital. My topic for today's talk is something which is very important during this current COVID-19 pandemic, and that is ergonomics for work from home during COVID-19 as a pandemic itself. So, as we all know, that the current situation regarding the COVID-19 is really alarming in the country, and across the globe, the tension is so much high. And since it's a very infectious disease, so one should have a thorough idea about the type of disease it is, and the symptoms involving the disease, and most importantly, how will this disease spread. So, to prevent the spread of the disease, everybody in the media is talking about the protocols. The most important protocol is social distancing protocol, and the second protocol is a hand hygiene protocol. So I think everybody must have this idea about a social distancing protocol, that everybody should have to maintain a distance of approximately 2 meter from somebody who is a suspected or a confirmed case of COVID-19. So, and the second important thing is the protocol for the hand hygiene. So, everybody in the media, including the celebrities, giving a lot of talks related to the hand hygiene, that how you'll have to wash your hands, and you can just wash your hand with the soap or water and with the alcohol based sanitizer or spray. So, I would like to add two more points related to the hand hygiene here. Is they are basically steps to perform a hand hygiene, and it is not exactly related to COVID-19 pandemic. We have been doing it since so long when the pandemic were not in the country. So there are basically 8 steps that actually involved in a hand hygiene as a protocol itself. And whenever you're washing your hand, even with the soap water or with the alcohol based spray, you'll always have to follow these steps of a hand hygiene. So I would like to show the picture, do this hand hygiene. So there are basically 8 steps that you'll need to perform for the hand hygiene, that you'll need to take either a soap or a sanitizer on the palmar aspect of your hand. Take adequate amount of it. Rotate your palm in an anti-clockwise direction like this. Interdigitate your fingers, because most likely the germs get tethered onto the interdigital space of your fingers. Knuckle your fingers in this direction. Clean the thumb and rotate your fingers like this on the palm, and you're done with these 8 steps. Now a lot of videos has been in the internet regarding that how you'll need to wash your hands in these 8 steps. Now second important thing that I would like to add here is for how long duration you'll have to perform a hand hygiene. Suppose if you're doing it with a soap or a water, you'll need to do it for 60 seconds, and if you're doing it with an alcohol based hand rub, you'll have to do it for 30 seconds. So these are two most important things that you always have to keep in mind if you are performing a hand hygiene. Now, second important thing is that, as we all know, that the lockdown has already been initiated, and we are currently in the phase 3 of the lockdown. So, what are do's that you'll need to do, because you're already stuck and you'll have to go out? So, there are certain do's that you'll have to follow apart from social distancing and hand hygiene. Is as because we all know that now it's legal for everybody to wear a mask. So, always wear a mask if you're stepping outside. Avoid touching your face frequently, and even if you're doing so, always perform a hand hygiene with the alcohol based spray or by just washing your hand with soap and water. Avoid doing activities like smoking, which may basically cause the weakening of your lungs. Avoid traveling, and by traveling I does not mean that you'll have to avoid interstate travel or international travel. You have to avoid traveling to the neighbors to meet your friends, because you will have to follow the protocol for social distancing. You should not promote something which basically requires gathering of a lot of people. Now, if you have a symptoms of COVID-19, don't panic. Just try taking isolation, the step of isolation, home quarantine for yourself. Start taking some normal medications that you always take for the cold. And if your symptom worsen, contact your medical doctor, which is very important. Now, there are seven do's that our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji have mentioned when he was talking about the phase three of the lockdown. Is that you'll have to take care of the elderly, because that is very important. Because as we have seen that this disease is actually most devastating in somebody who is elder and who's already having a comorbid problems. Second thing is hasten up your immunity, and by hastening up, you can just incorporate any of the homemade materials. Like you can just have a hot water along with the tulsi, with ginger, with honey on it, and you can add a pinch of some turmeric on it. So these are some measures that you can take while working from home if you're staying at home. Most third most important step is everybody should have Arogya Setu app on their phone, because our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji have said it to download this app, because this will not going to tell you the measures to take care, the measures, the precautionary measures that you can take while in this pandemic, but it will also going to tell that in which zone you are residing in, whether you are in a green zone, right, in the orange zone or the red zone. So just follow these steps. And two more important thing that I would like to add is that in this current scenario of COVID-19, one should be empathetic towards their fellow workers, and always try to help the needy, because not everybody have the leverage to have the access to the food that we people are staying at home. And most important at the last is respect your corona warriors, because a lot of videos has been circulating in the media that people are pelting stones, they are spitting on the people who have been working day and night for the people suffering from corona, and these are our frontline warriors. So I think the least we can do is to respect them. So I already had talked about much related to the lockdown and COVID-19. I will quickly move forward to the work from home during COVID-19. So as we all know, that will need to avoid the social distancing, and there are many companies who already have a ongoing project along with them, and they can't just literally suspend their work, because we don't know for how long this lockdown will extend. So to maintain the feasibility, the government and the many states, they came up with the idea of work from home. Now work from home has already been going on in many of the private sectors, but now there is a difference. Now it becomes obligatory for some for a majority of the private companies, and in some of the government companies too, to just incorporate this idea of work from home, so that their work won't be suspended, they can just maintain the protocol for social distancing, and it becomes very feasible also. So one more component of this work from home is, as we are now in the technology where there is a teleconferencing and a lot of knowledge can be shared to the telepathy, so it's a very great idea to have this initiative to work from home. Now, if you are working from home, then there are certain things that one need to be very much cautious of, is because as you are doing work from home, sitting in a particular position in a particular space for a literally for a longer period of time, so you'll have to maintain a balance in between your body, in between your mental health, and your, so that your work won't get suspended. So that's how the role of ergonomics come. Now a lot of definition of regarding the ergonomics in the internet is there, but as far as mine is concerned, I think the very common definition to define ergonomics is that you can just incorporate something so that an individual can perform work with a better performance. That's what the need for the ergonomics is. So there are certain tips to follow while doing the ergonomics. Is I would like to uh, show it in detail related regarding this picture, that how can we incorporate the ergonomics in our daily life. So basically you can have a change in the person itself, you can have a change in the behavior and the change in the environment. By talking about the change in the person itself, is that there are three do's that a person can do: walk, stretch, and keep on mobilizing itself. So while talking about the walk, you can just have a simple and a short walk to the kitchen, to your balcony, to your terrace, to have some fresh air from the surroundings. Then talking about the stretch and the breaks. These stretching exercises you can perform at any time while just taking a micro breaks. And by micro breaks, I meant that you can take a 20-second breaks in a period of 20 minutes, and then you can perform either a breathing exercise in between, you can stretch yourself in between, have a sips of water in between, and you can simply just close your eyes, stay sitting in a comfortable position with your back straight, and you can inhale for 1 second, holding your breath for 1 second, and exhale. That is just going to boosten up your mind, and it's basically leads to the rebooting of your mind so that you can be able to perform well, and improve in the performance can happen in that case. So then talking about the environment, by talking about the environment, it is very important to have a better furniture first of all. And by furniture I means your workplace, where you are sitting, on what desk you have been doing your work. You can incorporate some non-work activities, like you can just do any activities related to your hobby, and some sort of sports you can play at the indoor sports, etc. So it is very important to know about these ergonomic aids related to the person, environment, and the behavior itself. Now, as we know that ergonomics is important part, so I would like to first talk about as a person, that how can you just incorporate this ergonomics as a person itself. Suppose if you're sitting in a place for a long duration of time, so you can take a 20-second breaks every 20 minutes. As I have already discussed, you can just in that 20 second, you can just divide those 20 seconds after every 20 minutes, that you can just have a sips of water, because rehydration is very important as the weather is already very humid and warm. And second thing that you can do, you can just go out simply, you can do a breathing exercise. A lot of videos have been in the internet that you can see the breathing exercises for the meditation. And even if you don't have time to do so, you can just simply exhale and inhale by holding your breath for 2 seconds. That is going to give you intense relief and just freshen up your mind. Then third most important thing that you can do, any sort of exercise to make yourself fit, because physical fitness is very important. And from the person point of view, nobody wants to gain weight at this point of time, because we can't go out, we can't just really hit the gym with some strengthening exercise or what. So you can just perform some sort of stretching and strengthening exercises at the home itself, and that is just going to make you fit. And you can just that can also help in controlling the weight. Then there are some strengthening along with the stretching that you can do. Then second thing that is very important is related to the ergonomics related to the furniture, that where you have been sitting. So most important thing that comes here is the new protocol for the ergonomics. And by new I meant neutral posture. Your eyes and elbows is important, and then the workplace is important. By neutral posture, what I meant is that you should be sitting straight in a chair. You should always see whether the chair is comfortable. You can adjust chair before sitting onto it. Okay, you can see whether the chair is having the back support or not, so that your back will not fall into some postural abnormality on it. Then you can just your shoulders should be relaxed, it should not be too stiff. You should have a chair should have the arm rest on it, so that your elbow can rest on it, and your wrist should be straight. So I would like to depict it from the picture, that how your workplace should be look like. And it's a very easy diagram, I think everybody can relate to this diagram, is that how your workplace should be like. So you can see that a person sitting in the chair with the back is having a back support. He's sitting in the chair so that this chair is not compressing too much on the back of his thigh, because that will going to cause him pain if you're sitting for too prolonged period of time. Now, the important thing is his feet should be supported. Either it should be lying flat on the floor, and it either this table should have a support so that his feet can rest on it comfortably. That his hips and knees, they should have a flexion of more than 90 degree. It should not be too stiff, because it will going to cause him pain. The shoulders should be relaxed, the elbow should be supported by the arm rest, and his wrist should be straight. Now, important thing to know about the eyes and the elbow is his eyes should lie at the top of his screen, and his elbows should lie at the level of the keyboard, or you can say at the level of the mouse. So that's how a workplace where a person doing work from home should be like, and that's how you need to do. So now talking about the basic ergonomic tips related to the chair, you'll always have to see the height and the seat of the chair, because you have been sitting here for too long, and you'll have to see that whether it is comfortable for you or not, it is adjustable for you or not. As I've already mentioned, your keyboard and your mouse should be at the level of the elbow. And then very important thing that related to your workplace is that you should always divide your workplace into two zones. It should have a primary zone, it should have a secondary zone. So primary zone should be the area where majority of your objects which you are going to use very oftenly should lie, so that you won't have to twist, you don't have to move much while performing the work. Now the secondary area should be like those where you can just kept your things which you don't use much often, and set so that during micro breaks you can just go there and you can just collect the stuff from there, and you could just came and just do your work. So that's how your workplace has to be divided into primary and secondary zone. I have already mentioned about the elbows and your knees, your hips. Now I would like you to see this very uh, picture, that how can it be in form of this picture, that yeah, so this is your workplace. This is how you'll have to sit. This is your chair with the back support on it. I've already explained that you should be sitting in such a way so that the chair seat should not poke your back of your thigh. Your hips and knees should be in 90-degree flexion. Your foot should be resting on the flat. Your eyes should be at the level of the top of the screen, and that's it. So these are just basic things that one should be knowing while talking about the ergonomic aids itself. And you can just have a thorough look on the kind of the chair that one can have. So okay, so most important thing that I would like to add is talking about the screen. If you're working in the computer screen, it should have a distance of approximately 20 to 40 inches from you, so that it won't have a much effect or a strain on your eyes. And the lighting, you should always have to be very particular about the lighting, because the lighting should not be too dim or it should not be too light, because it is going to have an effect on your eyes. Now sometimes if you're feeling too much of pressure or strain on the eyes, you can sometimes use an anti-glare glasses, but ideally it is not recommended to use them very oftenly. Now to reduce the eye strain, as I have already mentioned, take this protocol of 20 seconds of rest in between every 20 minutes, so that it will going to prevent the strain on your eyes, as well as it can help in hastening or rebooting your mind system also, because micro breaks are very important. And these are to be done in such a way so that it is just going to give a rebooting effect on your brain and on your health itself. Now as I was discussing about the micro breaks, so I would like to discuss about a research that said that many people have this notion that if they have been working on some sort of project, and if they are keep a lot of focus onto something, and a lot of people have said that if you are taking a micro breaks in between, it will going to affect your focus, and it will just going to disrupt our focus, and how we'll able to perform the work. So there is a research that said that by if you are just putting a break on your foci, that will going to have a positive effect on your cognitive ability. That's how, because you just have to you just have to take an example of a computer. Suppose if your computer are not working, if it gets stuck, what you're going to do, you're just going to refresh it, and if it gets stuck so much, so you'll just need to do that, you just give a restart to it. So that's how a brain will work. If you are performing a task, if you are putting a lot of focus on it, and giving a micro break to it will basically cause disproportionate increase in the productivity. So the micro break is actually very important. So while performing a work from home, those who have been doing it always try to incorporate these micro breaks. And in these micro breaks, you can do anything, which may include some sort of stretching, breathing, rehydrating yourself, and having a small meal. So it is very important to incorporate this micro break in your daily activity. Now I would like to show you a picture of how a chair, where actually in a workstation chair should look like. But as we have already been working in home and we don't have the access to these kind of chairs, but if somebody who is having it, or somebody who is in a mind to buy it, because if they have been working for too long, so that's how a working table should look like. It should have a cervical support, it should have a lumbar support on it. It should have wheels that actually can easily glide over the surfaces. The seat should be like that. It would just not going to poke so much into your thighs. You should have an armrest so that your elbows can rest on it, and your elbows and hips should lie parallel to the floor. And that's how your ergonomic chair or seat will look like. So if it is movable, it is actually more preferable. A static chairs are actually not much into the practice, but as we already been working in work from home, and most of the people are working sitting in the dining table, so it's very difficult to have the access to these kind of products. But that is how the ergonomics recommended the use of these kinds of chairs. Now this is how a place for the work from home will look like. So you can just sit in a dining table with your laptop around it, and it should be clean. It should not be stuffed with so many objects. If it should, I have already told you that it should have a primary zone and secondary zone. So whatever things that you might be required for your work, you can just have it in the primary zone, and rest of the things you can just keep a little away from you, so that in the micro breaks you can just go have a walk and just get them and go come back to work later on. So that is about it. Now, external accessories is a computer monitor. I already told you that it should have a 20 to 40 inches of distance from you, and the top of screen should be at the level of your eye. It should not strain you too much. You can use an anti-glare glasses for that. And now there is a position that you should always be standing or sitting at what comfortable position you have been working. You should always have your straight spine. You should not lean too much forward or backward, because you actually land up in having the postural abnormalities in the later on stages, because you have been working for 12 to 12 hours a day. So that is very much important. So yeah, always keep a check on that. Now I would like to show you certain pictures related to so the good and the better position. So this is how this should be a better position if you have been working. You can see your elbows should be at the level of your keyboard and mouse, and your eyes should be at the level of the computer. And this is actually the bad position, because as you can already see, the height of this computer is actually far above your height of your eye. So, okay. So very important thing. The last tip that I would like to add is that a lot of people have this thing in their mind that they have been working for so long, and they have been working for almost 12 to 12 hours a day, and it's not possible for them to just get time for themselves. So if talking about your body, if talking about your health, you have to find at least 30 minutes a day for yourself, because it is very important, as the lockdown going to get increased, and we don't know for how long we'll have to do this work from home strategy from home. So keep always keep a thing about maintaining your physical health, keep a balance on your mental health, adequate knowledge about the things. And yeah, very importantly, as somebody have asked me about the dietary recommendation, so you always have to keep a check on the diet, because as we know that we have been currently staying in at home, and we don't have much of the amenities available. So always prepare a diet chart for yourself, because as we know that everybody is having different weight, they have a different BMI. So always keep a check on your weight, then try to calculate your BMI. It's very easy to calculate it. You can just Google it around that how much height and how much weight should be my BMI lies. And then it's very easy to just carry a simple low calorie diet. Do not try to stuff yourself with too much of the calorie food, too much of the oily and the spicy food, because as we are not doing any sort of workout, so we can't afford to have so much of weight on into us. So it's very important. Just take more of the juicy fruits, right? Hydrate yourself. Take a lot of fruits, and very important to see that if you are buying vegetables from the outside, always sanitize them. Don't eat them without sanitizing, and always wash your hands. Keep a check on that and stay safe and healthy. And with that, I think if anybody wants to ask me any questions, so that I can easily accept that, because it would be very good if somebody have any doubt in their mind. So I would like to give answer to their queries. So I think with that, I can end this chat or video. If anybody have any queries related to this, they can ask me in the comment section. Because I tried to cover almost everything in the video. If anybody thinks that they want to add something. Okay, so somebody asked me a question related to how to sanitize the vegetables. So, see, it is very important because I have heard that people are sanitizing it by washing them with the detergents. I don't think it's a good idea, because eventually detergent also are not considered to be very safe if you are going to have those vegetables to be eaten. So, I think better you should just take a lukewarm water, or you can just say a plain water. You can add a pinch of salt, or yeah, very importantly, if you can just add a baking soda into it, wash vegetables in them and just soak them. You can use them after 8 to 10 hours. There's no need for you to keep them for 24 hours like that. Okay, about the stretches. See, it's very difficult to tell you in this video related to the stretches. So you can do the whole body stretching of your body parts related to your shoulders, your elbow. It's very easy to perform a stretching exercise. I think everybody knows about the stretches. There is no rocket science that can involve in doing performing a stretching exercise. So yeah, but don't overdo it. Don't exaggerate it, because sometimes overstretching may cause you some sort of sprain or strain. So you can do that. Any other question that anybody wants to ask? So most welcome. Else, I will finish the video. Yes, you can do push-ups. As I have already mentioned, that strengthening is very much important, and everybody wants to be fit. So you can do push-ups. You can do strengthening exercise with a TheraBand or with some sort of any weights if you are having those weights at your home. So yeah, you can do. You can perform a planks. You can perform a push-ups. You can do a crunches. You can do a squats. So these are those exercises that can easily be done without a weight or a TheraBand. So you can do push-ups. Any other question? So I think I'll end this chat, and thank you, everyone. I think everybody will be safe, keep safe, protect yourself from corona, and keep healthy.